Hey guys, welcome to the Whimsy Legacy Challenge Console Edition. We're on Generation 1, without a home, but not without love. This is a bonus episode. Okay, we're back with our family, the Meadows family, Asher and Dahlia. If you watched the last episode, we have just made enough money and hit our aging point to where Asher is going to be an adult tomorrow. And according to the rules, he had to stay in this micro home until he was an adult. I did ask in the last video if it was considered cheating if I made the house and then aged him up in the new home, or if I should just wait and age him up and then make the new house. A lot of you put in the comments that you thought it was okay to go ahead and make the new house and then have Asher age up in the new house to start that new part of his life, and that you all didn't consider it cheating. And for that, I thank you, because I never want to ruin this for you. I want to keep going, and if that meant waiting, I would have waited. So the first thing we're going to do is put everything that we'd like to keep in our inventory. It wouldn't let me put the prairie grass in there, so I'm going to try to hold on to it and see what we need. But we're going to go through the house, and most of everything is going to go in our inventory. One, because we're not going to waste money rebuying objects, and two, I would rather put something in my inventory to realize we don't need it to get the money back than sell it and have to buy it back. So yeah, we're going to put all of our fruit trees. I think a lot of stuff from our interior is going to go inside too, because as of right now, we don't have very much, but what little we have is ours. We dumpster dove for it. We made it. We got it at the flea market. It's ours. I found a really nice house on Pinterest that I love, and I'll explain more about it when we get there. But yeah, we're gonna put everything in the inventory, not the baby on the floor, my god, and we're gonna delete this house. I was gonna clear the lot, but some of the stuff on the lot I wanted to keep on the lot, like the prairie grass, because it's $4 and it's $5 to buy, but they're only giving me $4 back. We're gonna landscape this and put our grass down, and I want you to see, this is the house I found. It's giving 1950s. It's giving Fallout era. It's giving 2.5 kids. And so I'm going to put that floor plan down immediately. When I initially put the floor plan down, it is going to be way more than 100 tiles, and that's fine. Once we get the floor plan down, I can adjust and fix and temper and do what I need to do to try to get it to be at least 100 tiles. And we're not going to do the fake wall trick this time. We did use it in our last micro home, but we're not going to use it on this one. So you see me finagling with some walls. We got it down to 100. We got bedrooms. You see me manipulating walls, and now I'm putting up, because that's going to be a dining room. Initially, the floor plan has this as a 3-bedroom house. I'm not going to use it as a 3-bedroom house. Even if they have more than one kid, I think the kids will share rooms, and that'll just be that. Now that the house is complete in size, I kind of want to move it forward and over just a little bit, because we're going to have a driveway on that right side for all of Asher's stuff, so that it's not in the rain, but it's not covered. So it's covered, but not in a room. We are picking doors for the closet, for the bedrooms. I made the kids' room slightly smaller so that we could pull that bathroom out, so I can have more rooms for the doors, because I don't like when it's like a 1 tile slot for the door. I like it to be in between 2 tiles. It just looks neater that way to me. We're going for a mid-century, very classic Leave It to Beaver style home, Brady Bunch-ish type. So I'm trying to figure out, I looked at a lot of inspo pictures, and they had like these weird funky colors, like these hunter green carpets and these weird patterned walls, and the tile on the floor was just crazy. But we happen to have some of the tile, like this one. This is actually a rug, but I'm using it as a tile, so that's why I put the tile down underneath, so that there was something. And now I'm like, well, I don't like the hunter green, so let me find a carpet that matches this tile. And then there's this wallpaper from the new Business is a Hobby pack, which fits all the colors, and it's tying everything together. They currently have a daughter, so her room is pink, but it's got the teal at the bottom to match the carpet. We're gonna pull the beige out of that tile in the kitchen and put it on the wall, and then we're breaking it down. But so far so good. This is the general shape of the house. So now we're going to give them a back door, and I haven't used this door in a very long time, but it fit this house. We've got a front door, and we're going to put a small porch, and that's our 100 tiles. And at first I was going to leave the porch, but then I realized we need a porch in the back and I'm out of tiles. So I eventually just move it up just one, because they should be able to step down in the backyard. Just step out and step down. So we're putting up the windows, and you see me fidgeting around. I like those, but they're so much smaller. Like, they don't match. So I'm like, no, how about we custom make some so that we can have the one little bump out to fit, and boom, it looks better. In my mind, I'm like, okay, that works. We're gonna go with an all white door. I flipped it so the door opens against the wall. I'm trying to figure out what colors to put on the house on the outside. The initial house was yellow, and I thought about going yellow, but that's extremely bright. And you want to know something funny? I was really looking at Asher, like his likes, his dislikes. He hates the color yellow. I'm like, not your bride being colored in yellow and you hate the color yellow. Like, that's love, because he's like, I'll still be with her. We're putting this roof together. It's a bit wonky, but it comes together in the end using multiple sections. As those of you who are builders know the struggle with roofs. So yeah, we're gonna put this little piece on to cover the exterior of the bathroom that kind of peeks out there, and it makes it so that our house is not flat. I currently live in the United States, and the fronts of our homes are stunning, while the sides and back are usually just pretty flat. So I like that this has character on every side. Like, it's not just a huge box. So I had a lot of fun building this, and when it was said and done, I felt like it was Asher and Dahlia. It summarized their life. I'm working on a step in the front, and I eventually don't go with it because I have a hard time matching the brick print. Like, there's one pattern on the wall, then there's a separate pattern on the stair, and then another pattern on the floor, and I couldn't do it. So I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. Then there's that weird, but it's like one step, because I can't do anything higher because the back door, I'm out of tiles, so I can't put a small porch there. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll see if we can make something work. I lost my prairie grass, and I decided to move it. And then I was like, you know what? Ain't nobody got time for that. Just put the concrete down. I decided to keep it very simple, and we went with this white concrete, to which that's going to be the area we're going to cover that, and that's going to be where Asher's machines are, so that they're still outside, but they're covered so that thunderstorms don't hit them, and so on and so forth. Now, the interior of this house showed the sofa on the opposite wall, and that little bitty section right there had the TV on it. And it was like 2 chairs in that corner. It was like a sitting room, living room combo, and I felt like it was too much. So I took a ton of liberties with the placement of how I put things down. Now, I know you see the spill on the floor, but we found this fridge. So we're going to use this fridge because it fits. Asher's just got to fix it. So we're going to fix it. So we're going to put our counters back in. And the base game counters in a base game swatch surprisingly went nice with this kitchen. I was like, oh my God, I normally don't use that. So before I start purchasing items, I want to put everything we have in our inventory in the room it goes in, even if it's not correct. So I'm just slapping stuff down because this goes in this room, this goes in this room, so on and so forth. Let's get it to where it goes. That way, as I'm making my way through my rooms, I know what we have, what we don't have, what we need, and, you know, we can make everything work. So yeah, you see me putting all that stuff down. We have a ton of vegetables in our doggone inventory because those plants are ready to harvest. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna put the stove there for now. I do think I'm upgrading. Yep, I upgrade the stove to match the fridge. I go with a classic sink. We do some cupboards. I changed this up just a little bit because it doesn't fit for what something about those archways. I love them, but they didn't work in this house. And I ended up changing that later. We put up our pictures, our wedding stuff. We're going through the inventory. The hardest thing to get out of my inventory was all that doggone food. You see me looking for a swatch on this rug that I think they bought that. I think we either got that from the thrift store or we found it. I don't know, but we don't have the kind of mind to just get rid of that. I like how that didn't let the counter show. So, it had a matching smaller arch, which I wanted to use. I wanted there to be 2 ways inside this kitchen. So we use the counters to strategically find out where we can place the stove. So we're doing that, and I think I'm going to add some shelves later. If I might forget, because it's been one of those days. We got a good classic sink. We still have a tub and no shower. I feel like I want to give them a shower, but I'm like, you know what? We'll just take our time. That's their towel rack. They got some house coats, some robes. I'm putting their bed in. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I really wanted to put it against that wall because it was like no mirror or anything on that wall. But the headboard against that wall will bother me in real life, so I didn't do it. You see me trying to match the swatches of wood, but they would have mix and match pieces. But I could see Dahlia using the wallpaper to cover the dresser to tie it all in. So I thought that dresser was cute. We put a mirror in, so everything kind of like the swatches match, which are really cool. Same for this. I love the rusticness, like Asher could have built that. I really wish the woodworking table would let you build stuff like that. The stuff it lets you build now, it's not bad, but it's so 2017. I wish they would update what you can make on the wood table, like the textures and stuff. We got our bookshelf that Asher made, and we're gonna put our curtains up. We got big curtains. Everything's looking nice. I'm trying to find just a wing chair because I think she'd sit and do some sewing. We're going to work on his little area now because this is where he is. This is his space. Oh, and we have to have a ton of plants. So you'll see me putting plants everywhere because it's supposed to be like a plant family home. I think the hardest part of this challenge I'm having so far is this freaking garden. When I tell you, every episode my plants are dying, and it's not because she's not watering them. She's watering, she's fertilizing, she's harvesting. I don't know what's going on because when he goes to water, he can water. So I'm hoping this new layout will work. We're gonna find her a chair. I thought this pink one would be nice because the pink and the blue go with the colors on the wallpaper, and maybe it's an older chair underneath, like a really old used type of chair, but she just refurbished it with, oh, we got a sheet, why don't we just put a sheet over it and a pillow. I could see them doing that. Again, it's a plant home, so you see me putting like all the plants everywhere. And I guess as we keep playing, we'll keep adding more and more plants. I've never filled a home with plants before. So to me, it's like, this is kind of weird. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to make it work. I thought these were cute, right? And we're going to go back out there. And when we go back out there, I'm going to show you what I ended up changing it to, because an idea hit me. I love all the plants and the things that aren't planty. Like those were jars and baskets and more plants. And then I found these. I could totally see Asher finding a spare tire and being like, yeah, let's put flowers in that. So I thought the flowers be there that are great there. This gnome pot on the porch, that older object, I thought that'd be cute. Just to have a ton of plants everywhere. We got a ton of plants everywhere, and I like it. It came together really well. We're gonna put our tree on the lot. I'm gonna color in the lot from where we moved everything over, and we're gonna put our picket fence, because classic house, right? So yeah, we put our fence down, and I love this tree. And I give Asher a half wall in the back. Something for him to put his stuff against, but like, you know what I mean? Just to make it, I guess it should be like originally a driveway. One, we don't have cars. And even if we did, I don't think they'd be a car family. I think they'd walk everywhere they had to, if they needed to. Everything would be local for them. So yeah, I went with that. I also doubled the clothesline, because between cloth diapers and the way they change clothes, she's doing a lot of laundry. And if there's clothes on the line, she can wash a new set, but she can't dry a new set. So we're gonna move these beehives and bug containers right over there. But now the backyard has so much more room. The reason that refrigerator is there is because we have food in there. And sometimes if you switch refrigerators without going into live mode or live mode, all the food will be gone. So I'm going to go into the game and then come back into Build By and delete that. And then all my food will be transferred to the new fridge. Why it works that way, I don't know. But I'll take it. We're going to stack some of these windows in the kitchen. And everything's coming along nicely. We've got our plot, our dirt, not the baby. It's just too much for me. And we're gonna do her room, and they're very basic. She's an infant, but I can see her. She's aging up soon. I think next week. So it'll be like on a random Tuesday, she becomes a toddler. But they're an outdoorsy family. Like when they had that main house, they didn't spend a lot of time indoors. They were always in the yard, outside. So I think she would be too. So yeah, her room would be pretty bare, and it's not due to a lack of money. It's just due to their personal lifestyle. So we put a ton of stuff, a ton of landscaping. Everything's out there. This is pretty much the gist of the house. This is what we're working with. We're going to touch along the edge so it looks a little worn. But the house is so much better now. The garden should have better access. He has room to work. There's room to grow where they can add stuff to the yard if they want to add it for the little one, or if they have more than one little one, or if they get a dog or something like that. There's room to expand outside for activities. So here it is. This is our final home for this generation. This is Gen's 2 house in which they grow up in. It is available on the gallery. My EAID is on the screen. It is ConsoleGameHER. It can also be found using the hashtag ConsoleGameHER WLC. Feel free to use this hashtag if you like to upload lots or sims for me to use in the game. But until next time, friends, see ya. Thanks for watching. Connect with me on my socials. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Bye.